3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's up? It's another episode of Hot Tub Talk with me, Luke Talbot, and today I'm very excited to be joined by a local legend, to say the least. You want to give yourself a little introduction?
I'm Jordan Freese. I'm about to be a sophomore at Indiana Tech, and I run cross country and track there.
So, growing up in Chinahan, I didn't start running until 7th grade personally.
Yeah.
But even by then, I knew who you were. Mostly everybody knew who you were because you and Soren were like the legends around here. Soren was Chinahan, you were Manuka. You guys were both like prodigies basically at that point. So, I mean, like, from there you went on to high school. Obviously, we got to know each other much better through high school.
Yeah,
and now you're going to Indiana Tech. Do you want to just give everybody like a little on a recap about your career, because it's a pretty amazing story. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so basically, I started running in 5th grade, and then I just I kind of just kept working hard. I actually had pretty bad asthma when I was younger, and I couldn't run more than like a mile without taking my inhaler and stuff. And then 7th and 8th grade is kind of when I got the persona Luke's talking about, but I had qualified for a state meet and cross and track as a 7th grader, and then in 8th grade I ended up taking second place at cross country. I ran like 10:26 on grass for 2 miles in 8th grader, and then I was 5th in the 800 with like a 2:06, and I was 7th out of the slow heat for the mile with like a 4:45. So yeah, I was pretty quick as an 8th grader, and I don't really know how it happened. I was eating McDonald's like 4 days a week, but
I mean, you did pretty good throughout high school too. I mean, I'm sure there's things that you would prefer to improve on, but overall, I mean, especially our senior year, that state meet. I mean,
oh yeah.
If you want to talk about that, that was a pretty awesome story too.
Dude, it was a cool thing because for me it was a big comeback moment because I was injured my junior cross country season. I hadn't ran for like 4 months, and then junior track come back for able to snag the last spot on the 4x8, running like a 1:59, and that Jason, Matt Schofield, and Hector helped us get that 7th place, get that all state, and then coming back for senior year, I was kind of feeling the senior slack a little bit, but like some of my friends joke about it that like see me now and see him in a lot better shape. They're like, dude, you're a little chunky then. And I'm like, man, I can't lie to you, But I was also kind of just trying to get off that weight from the injury and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then able to pull together, like a 15:15 race at state, get that PR. I thought I could have broke 15. I came through the 2 mile in like 9:55, and I never had the wheels the last mile. I always kind of toast, and so my form was falling apart. I was trying to just hang in there, but man, it was rough.
You pulled it off though, and it was pretty impressive to watch. That's for sure. And so now you're at Indiana Tech. Finished out your cross country season. How was your first cross country season? Because I know that's a hard thing to transition to, and for like most people going from from high school cross country to college cross country.
Yeah,
so.
Dude. Honestly, I mean, it just being a mid guy more in high school. I kind of developed like a 4x8 800 guy role, and running the mile sometimes. And then I wasn't bad at cross country, but I didn't think I was where I ever really wanted to be. And then but just going into cross country in high school, it was a different beast, because I was running, I would say, easily like double the mileage I was running in high school. I mean, and then just freaking dealing with attacking the 8K, man. I mean, it's a whole different beast. I didn't take it seriously the first race, and I thought I was going what I would do for a 3 mile, hyping myself up, kind of like just getting in the right mindset and stuff. And then, dude, like 2 miles in, I start racing, and I started like trying to get after people and stuff because I'm used to a 3 mile.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, oh man, I hope this is done soon. And I'm running past my coach, and he goes, all right, and you're coming through 5K, and I'm like, oh no. And I had like a new pair of spikes that weren't that weren't what I normally liked. They were a pair of Sauconys or something. They were super thin, and I returned those. I only wore those for that race and returned them because my calves were just destroyed from running on my toes, and I kind of had to fix that. I run like more my midfoot now because, dude, I was destroying my calves all summer and just yeah, it was. But that first race and that season was a beast. But I mean, definitely like my favorite memory I think from that season was it was my conference race. I had a big PR, and I finally like realized my potential. I think in a cross country standpoint in like college, I ran like 27 flat on a slower course than my PR. My PR before that was like 27, 25, 27, 30 or something.
Yeah.
So a big PR and on a slower course. I couldn't have been happier with it. We were a little short on the nationals run, but we got a super young group. Our heavy class is a year above me, so they're all going to be juniors. And then I'll be a sophomore, and that'll pretty much be our top 5 right there.
That's a hella exciting, definitely. So, track season 2020 kind of got screwed over.
Yeah.
What about indoor track? Because that you should have made it through most of that, right?
Indoor track, it was it's definitely going to kind of be something I try to forget, to be honest, because cross country season after that was over, I was beat up and I was not the same. I had a long-term like Achilles tendonitis that developed, and I didn't realize how serious it was until I started trying to race for track. And I mean, my coach, I feel like he said it the best because I don't think you could put it any other way than he goes, I've never seen someone race all out and run so slow.
That's hilarious.
I was literally going as hard as I can, dude. I mean, like, not to get like super into it or anything, but I mean the fastest I could run and it was like a great race was I ran a 2 flat 800 and I couldn't go any faster, and then my mile was like unspeakably slow just because it wasn't working out. My body needed a break, and I didn't even make it through the entire indoor season before I was out for about 4 weeks or something because they said my trainer said if I kept training that I would have tore my Achilles.
Jeez,
so,
man.
Yeah, it was really tough, but I've just kind of been trying to get back ever since then.
How fast is the turnover from cross country season to indoor track? Because I know Mark and Seth said they only got like a couple days, like 5 days or something off.
Yeah, we actually did maybe a day or two, and then we were kind of headed right into meets. The turnaround is something like that I don't think any freshman you can prepare yourself for. It's more of just like, dude, if your body has it, like you're gonna be all right, and if it's not there's nothing you can do about it, and that's you just kind of got to accept that, not like think it's anything to do with your effort. You know, your body can only go so long. So yeah, I was definitely hurting pretty good, and I think I didn't even realize how bad it was until like over winter break kind of and stuff when I was home. I would hanging out with the family and stuff all the time. I'd get up off the couch and I'd just be limping as I'm off the couch, and my parents are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." I literally thought my calves were just tight the whole time.
Yeah.
But turns out it was a little lower. It was my Achilles, dude, and it was hurting. But you know, I've dealt with my fair share of injuries, and I'm perfectly okay with trying to bounce back from it. You know.
No, yeah, I definitely hear that. And I mean, now that we're back into the summer season, I know you've been putting your fair share of work, been really grinding out, running with Marcus especially. Like you guys put it in mileage and very, very fast. I mean, do you think this is going to help prepare you better for this fall season cross country? Because I know this is different from last year's summer season.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I would say I'm almost putting in like, and I'm doing it smart, but putting in like double the effort, double the focus that I was last summer. I mean, I just if I was not used to running that much, so if a day where I was like, oh, I don't think I can do it today, like I wasn't taking it that serious, and I wasn't trying to overdo it coming into my first like big college cross country season. But now I have a big and like better understanding of like what my body's capable of and stuff, and honestly, it's nice to have like a fairly good like running minds around me. I guess I would say, you know, people I can go to for advice and stuff. Like, I mean, Mark, I'm always picking his brain. He's always picking mine just about running and stuff, and like each other what we're trying to do with our runs. You know, because like even though I'm not running necessarily higher mileage, you know, it's higher for me, and like something we've talked about is like, you know, getting like, even though let's say I only run like at the maximum 55 to 60 like miles a week, like let's say that's the highest I reach, getting in like that longer long run, like a 14-mile long run or something, even though on that mileage of week maybe you'd only do, you know, 10 or 11, it can make a difference for me, and it's a game changer. And then just like I hit my workouts a little harder than the average person, because, you know, my advantage is that speed and that, you know, anaerobicness I just kind of naturally have. So using that, and then, you know, attacking my runs when I feel good, you know, like doing that 10 miler under 60, just like little things like that I think are ways of like me proving myself. And honestly, like Mark kind of being in my ear a lot about like, hey, like you can be a cross country runner, you know, and that's something I've kind of just had to prove to myself as far as like the college atmosphere goes, because, you know, an 800 guy in high school is not looking at college cross country and, you know, thinking, hey, I can be great at this, but that's kind of what I want to try to do.
Yeah. So speaking of that 800 guy, I know that you're probably more of a track person at heart. Is that still holding up in college? Like, do you prefer track over cross country? Is it?
I feel like the difference between high school and college for me was like just in high school, track I think meant so much to me because I was always a relay guy. I mean, even though I'm not like a sprinter or nothing, I was running 4x4s up until my senior year. I mean, I was part of 4x4s that hit state qualifying times. We would win meets, you know, against other solid 4x4s. I mean, we won, you know, Mustang relays, some other invites that, like, you know, obviously those 400 guys aren't no joke. And but it was through that and through 4x8s and stuff that like it really made me like track in high school. But I feel like that mindset is kind of switched in college for me. Like I really liked cross country because we were such like a tight knit group. We'd hang out at you know, meals, eating together a lot, you know, hanging out together, either, you know, playing Smash Bros, doing something like that on the weekends. And then just I feel like in a cross country aspect, I started to like care for those guys and compete for those guys even more and more as the season went on. And like at that conference meet, that was kind of the peak of it all, because even though we had our best day of the whole season and it wasn't enough to squeeze us into nationals, it was just kind of like, I think it was a moment for our group that we kind of realized, you know, hey, we all care about each other a ton, and like we're gonna do anything to compete for each other. And I think that's why my mindset's kind of switched a little bit. So cross country kind of seems like the thing for me right now. Not saying I dislike track any less than I ever have, but, you know, cross country is different in college. I really like that I'm a part of it, and that I think my group's got something to prove.
There you go. So going to Indiana Tech, I mean, it's not as far away from here in Illinois, but you are heading out to Florida Monday morning. So how do you think that's going to be? I know training's going to be a lot different. Your commute's going to be a bit different. Like, what are your thoughts on all that?
Dude, I'm kind of trying to go into everything, you know, with an open mind and stuff. I'm really just trying to like mentally prepare myself, you know, that I may have to train, you know, this next month and the summers to come, like on my own for the most part. And I'm okay with that, you know. I know that like if I'm hungry enough, I'm gonna put in the work. And then as far as like just, I'm hoping to, you know, I was already telling Mark, I'm like, you know, you gotta come and hang out sometime. Like, you gotta give me someone to train with for a week. And then I'm really excited I never have to deal with like winter for a good chunk again, because, you know, I'll go home for a good portion of winter break and stuff and be in warm weather. I mean, obviously I can't ignore the cold completely. I'll be in Indiana, you know, but and I'll have to deal with it some. But dude, I just hate driving in the snow. I hate that. So I'm not gonna miss that any. But definitely, yeah, just. It's kind of sad because this is just, I mean, this is all I've ever known. This is, I lived in the same house since I was 3, you know, been there for what, 16 years or something.
Yeah.
Grew up there, grew up running the same routes, knowing what I'm doing, you know, creating all those new routes, creating stuff like, because obviously, I mean, you and I both, you know, everyone has their routes they like to run when they want to run fast, or their easier routes, or hey, like, you know, I want to attack a hill today, so I'm going to have a route that ends over at McKinley, and I'm charging up that hill the last mile or something like that. And so finding all those new things, it's definitely, I mean, it's gonna test me as a runner a little bit, but, you know, keep things interesting. So it's just kind of, yeah, I got to be patient. That's the main thing.
So one thing you said is if you're hungry, you're going to hit those miles. Is there something you do that motivates you to run, especially during the summer when you're on your own, like something you have in the past or you're going to look at in the future? Because I think motivation is such a key during the summer, and I don't think that many runners know how to find that. So just wondering what that is for you.
Dude, honestly, like, it's kind of weird. I mean, everyone has their own thing, obviously, but for me, it's like I let, like, pain from the, like, past with running that I've dealt with motivate me. And I say that in, like, when I got injured my junior year, the rest of high school, I was like, dude, I can't take this for granted. I had this big portion taken away. Like, I got to do everything I can to, you know, try to leave my mark before I head out.
Of course.
And then having a you know, a decent injury here this past indoor track season, had basically none of my races really, you know, I feel like fully counted in my opinion, just because I was not there. I wasn't there physically, and then mentally I was so distracted because of how much pain I was in. I think for me it's just like every day I'm like, you know, I'm waking up, I'm feeling good, like I have the opportunity to go run fast and work towards something and be healthy, and for me, that's enough. And then also a main thing for me, like looking at it like from a cross country aspect and stuff, is I'm like, I got guys counting on me, you know?
Of course.
And knowing that, you know, 5 guys got to score in a race, and for me, I fully believe if our team, you know, wants to be where we want to be, I've got to be one of those 5, you know? And that's just where I'm at in my heart, and I know that, like, if I'm not getting out and running every day, if I'm not, you know, if I'm slacking off in my workouts or something, like, I'm not going to help my group get where we need to be. And it's that bus ride home, I think, from that conference meet, that's like one of the big things that I remember, is like just feeling like I put everything out there. Like, I saw my teammates put everything out there. We were so excited about our performance, and then we had to wait like a week, because that's like how the NAI works. We had to wait a week to see if we made a bid or not. And when we found out we didn't make it, everyone was just like, no, you know, that sucks. Everyone was super upset, and I don't know, it just made me more hungry. It just made me want it more. So I think that would be the motivation for me, just not taking that stuff for granted. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you'll have those ups and downs. Like junior year, your guys' team didn't make the state for high school. I mean, those are those moments that, like, I feel like people like will like really remember and want to like change. And I mean, senior year, you guys came out, you guys performed, and that's like what mattered. You guys went to state, did your best. I know you performed at your peak, so that was got to be an awesome experience. Another thing I was interested to talk to you about is dieting for cross country, because I know that's something they talk about when you were younger. You were in McDonald's and whatnot, but now as you're older, do you have like a specific nutrition like you focus on? Does your coach tell you to do stuff? Like, how's that for college?
I mean, honestly, my weight has definitely been a thing that's like it's been up and down. You know, you just kind of if I don't keep track of it like tediously, like it's not a day-to-day thing, but if I'm feeling a little heavier and I step on the scale and I'm like, all right, like clearly what I've been eating recently hasn't been working, but you know, it's for me, it's like it's been a thing where I try to find what works, and if that's, you know, eating like a peanut butter and jelly or something, like that's always a peanut butter and jelly is something safe for me. That's always sat well in my stomach.
Yeah. Love those.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff like that. Or like, there's a certain sandwich from like Jimmy John's I get, and like it's little stuff like that, like that. It's stuff that I know that's, you know, it may not be fantastic for me, but it's not, you know, terrible. It's not McDonald's, you know, it's not terrible for me. So it's, for me, it's finding that medium where stuff that over time, if, you know, I'm eating decent for like a period of time, that I can like gradually lose some weight, you know, and not be like overweight or nothing. And then it just stuff that helps me feel good while I'm running. And like another thing, I mean, I like Cliff Bars, you know, definitely. I like trail mix a lot. It's just those few things that I found that sit good in my stomach and don't irritate it while I'm running. And I think that's the main thing. As long as those things for you aren't, you know, French fries every meal or something, I think you'll be all right. And as long as you're not gaining weight. Other than that, I don't think it's anything that needs to be overly stressed about. If you're getting out and putting the work in, that's what's going to show in your results.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Walk me through your schedule for the night of, like the night before a race and then the morning before the race. Like, what do you do? What are you eating? What are you doing for stretching? Whatever. What are you doing before the race? Like, walk me through like that day before, that night, and then the morning of.
Okay, so night before, definitely. Sometimes I would say, I mean, I'm just kind of like, I'm a nervous feller, I guess you could put it, or whatever. Yeah. But like I would say I pace a decent amount, honestly. Like I'll and it doesn't even happen on purpose. Like I'm packing my bag and make sure everything's ready, but I'm just kind of walking around or doing whatever, making sure I got all my stuff. And I definitely, so I have like the RX-8 roller, you know, with the two, like it looks on the side like this. I'll crank that a little bit, you know, feel anything that's feeling tight. I don't know why this is making me laugh, but before in high school, this just shows how like little Mark and I knew what we were doing. We would take ice baths the day before meets.
I remember that, dude.
That's not like that does not make your legs feel good. Like, and we thought we would be recovered as possible for the next day. But if anything, like I'm rolling out a little bit, but you know, not too much. Honestly, with my legs, with how they were hurting and stuff in cross country, I would elevate them like up against the wall for like, you know, 10 minutes or something. That was something I would do. I'm just kind of, you know, I'm eating light food. I mean, all runners, you know, I'm eating pasta the night before or something. And then I'm usually having like a little like applesauce or something like that. Something just kind of like light on the stomach. Something big for me and I think part of it's because of my sophomore year of cross country that kind of taught me this, but I always try to get some sugar in my stomach the morning of. Okay. So I will, you know, I always drink a Gatorade, or I'll have some fruit snacks or something with breakfast or like close to the race. I remember I'm trying to remember if it was Jason or someone used to always make fun of me because like literally 10 minutes before the race would start for cross country, I would be shoving fruit snacks in my mouth. Jesus. And I was like, dude, I can't pass out. Like I gotta get these in.
For sure.
But yeah, so, and then if the calves are hurting or something, like I will sleep in my calf sleeves. Okay, yeah. I've noticed that to help some. And then I used to have like just like things I can think of I went through. Like I used to have a lucky pair of compressions I'd sleep in before races. I used to have a lucky pair of compressions for 4 races. I used to have a lucky pair of like purple socks I would wear in every race. Or like when I was younger, like 8th grade me, dude, I wore the same sweatband all the time.
Remember that?
Yeah, dude, the Under Armour blue sweatband. Yikes. And just little stuff like that. I feel like if you aren't superstitious, you're not a runner. Like literally.
That's true, man. I feel that.
There's some little thing that you do before every race that's like okay, I'm ready. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Whether it's a song, whether it's, just going and doing something weird like jumping side to side or something before the gun goes off,
Yeah.
It's always something with someone.
Okay, so another thing that I had noticed that I thought was pretty cool is you got 2 tattoos, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know the meaning for one of them, but do you want to explain what they are? Because I think it's actually really cool, and I think that I don't know about the other one either.
I'm looking to get some more. I mean, you know how it is, but I'm gonna try to see what I can do with this arm. But this one's for my grandpa. So we've got Grumpy here. He's got his signature under it, and then 10/27/16 because that's the date he passed away. And interesting running story. So that was my sophomore year was a pretty rough year of high school, but I found out the day before the sectional meet that he passed away. And that race is one of the worst races I've ever ran.
Yeah.
And I think part of it's, man, it shows how much of a mental sport running is.
Oh, definitely.
Dude, and I just couldn't run, man. I had a PR of 15:22 that season as a sophomore, and that's, I was probably top 25 for sophomores easily in Illinois, like time-wise. I think I ran close to 20 minutes that day.
Oh my.
Dude, my coach thought, like, Lundeen and Gummerson, I remember, they thought I was injured. Like, they were telling me, like, they were yelling, like, what's wrong? Like, are you okay? And, dude, my head was down, and I was just, like, I was trying to, but there was nothing there. And I fell, like, across the line when I finished, like I'd ran my hardest race. And dude, there was just nothing there, man. But, yeah, so this one's super, super meaningful. Maybe and probably will be the most meaningful tattoo I'll ever get. But, first one, best one. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then the one on my back, it's for my sister. I'll kind of like, I don't know. We'll get the camera so you can see.
Yeah, you're chilling.
But yeah, so we got that going on. It's in Chinese, and it says family's a bond stronger than bone.
That's awesome.
And it's something I came up with because, like, it's on my spine and stuff. And so basically, my sister and I, we both got tattoos for each other, and hers is like right here, and it's my thumbprint, and then my thumbprint, and then like it's my thumbprint's the part of the semicolon.
Oh,
so
nice,
it's a semicolon tattoo. This right here, and so she's helped me through a lot, and like that's part of the thing that's gonna be hard about the move is just like we've always lived together. That's always, and then like it's gonna be weird not like really ever seeing her at all. And but yeah, so this was a super definitely meaningful tattoo for me, but it's also I kind of like it because it's hidden, like it's just I know what it means, and like if people want to know what it means they can ask, but like it looks cool, and then like it's like it's meaningful to me.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah, people are like like why Chinese or something, but I'm just like I like how you can use symbols for words to mean something. Of course. So yeah, we'll see what else comes throughout the years, but yeah, that's what we've got going on right now.
No, yeah, I think it looks really cool, and I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest on tattoos. My parents both have like a few that like represent the family and whatnot. But,
yeah,
I don't know if I'd ever want to get one. I'm just like not. I don't know. It's just. I mean, like I could see the appeal.
I mean, it's kind of nerve-wracking, getting something permanent on your body and stuff.
Oh yeah,
but,
definitely.
I'm spontaneous, man. So it kind of works for me. I feel like Mark's kind of said the similar thing. He's like, dude, I don't know how I feel about like getting a tattoo, man. He's kind of thought about it at some points though. So who knows what that man will end up doing.
No, yeah, for sure. So we got about a minute or two before the camera's getting shut off, but
okay.
I want to wrap up with the runner mustache. How are you feeling about that? That's something I want to touch on.
Okay.
That's like place to end the.
Dude, so basically for a while I had like this whole thing going, and it was like all right here, and then throughout quarantine and stuff, whatever's going on, I just I had the buzz going, so I had the long hair. I got the buzz cut going on now, little, but I feel like it was a mindset thing for me, honestly. Mark, it was also like kind of like a little bet. Mark goes, I bet you won't shave to a mustache for the long run tomorrow. And this was on a Saturday. And so I'm like, okay. And I show up the next day and I've got the mustache. And then also a thing my team does is they don't shave.
Alrighty, didn't notice that the camera ended unfortunately, but yeah, we just had a nice little conversation about Jordan's mindset with the mustache.
Well, yeah, the mustache mindset, man.
There you go. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video today. Very much appreciative of Jordan coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
Had a nice little run before this, and then
yeah,
hot tub talk for the win. Yeah. Anything you want to add before we sign off?
Just you know, obviously appreciate you having me, man. Just trying to, you know, hop on the channel, hop on the hot tub talk before I head out to Florida. So yeah, man, it's gonna be different, but you know, I'm excited to make a couple last memories. You know. Yeah, for sure. We're out here. Alright guys, that's gonna be it. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Alright guys, have fun. Peace out. Wait, this is the close. Peace. The mic's behind you, buddy. You gotta talk back there. Alright.